What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another music video reaction as I check out the newest song from Day6 titled Days Gone By. I'm not gonna give you a nice little minute and a half, 60-second sort of intro to kind of like set this up for my expectations and stuff, or what I'm thinking, because I just really want to get into this. So what I'm gonna do in this video, like I do with all of my videos here, is I'm gonna give you guys my honest first impression thoughts on it, along with a little bit maybe some deeper thoughts after that in the final half of this video, with the goal to encourage you yourself to share your thoughts on this song, no matter what you think about it, whether you like it or you don't, because I'm trying to build a community here that is all about having some free and open discussion about our thoughts and opinions, no matter what they are. So if you want to join that community, then subscribe to the channel, because I got plenty more videos where this one came from. And in the next video that I make, that little thing's gonna be a little bit shorter, because I can make that shorter, and it probably should be. So now that I got all of that out of the way, let's get it started, because Day6 is good. I like Day6. They're an enjoyable group, and I mean, it's gonna be like the last release that they have this year before, you know, starting off 2019. And of course, it's one of the few K-pop releases that we've got left in this year also. So that's another, you know, kind of thing as well. So I said I wasn't going to do a big long intro, but I did. So let's get this video started and see what it is all about. Going retro. Definitely going a little, you know, synth poppy with this, for sure. It's kind of like, you know, what you would expect, I guess, from nice little synth solo. Obviously, I think if it, with this being more of a, you know, retro-ish kind of, you know, song, or I shouldn't say retro-ish. Anyway, with it being a, you know, more synth pop kind of song, the whole synthesizer's the focal point of this song. That makes sense. I mean, I enjoy this for the concept and the genre of influence in that. Like that, all of that stuff is something that's really, really cool. I don't know, you know, first impressions and all that stuff. Maybe, you know, some more thoughts and stuff like that or more listens will bring me around to this more. But I don't really have any super strong feelings on this song. Like it's good, it's enjoyable, I don't dislike it, but at the same time I don't like love it. I don't know. You know, it just is what it is sometimes, like that. yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't even know, like, first impression wise, I gotta say, as far as like the music is concerned, when it comes to like, if I'm gonna, like, how this song makes me feel to like listen to this again, like just the audio, you know, just like put it on my iPod or bring it up on a playlist and like play it through my speakers as I'm doing stuff or whatever, playing video games or whatever. I'm not really feeling this super strong urge to go back and like listen to this song again immediately. It hasn't really left that super strong of an impression on me in that regard. But what I do like about it and what I do enjoy and what I think is actually, you know, really cool about it is, of course, the whole, you know, retro 80s synth pop kind of vibe that they brought to the song, which is definitely something that is, you know, cool. Obviously, it's something that's unique-ish. Although I think that like this sort of thing is kind of becoming like everyone's going back to some sort of genre of music, or I should say it's happening very, very frequently in K-pop where, you know, people are going back to some, you know, 90s style music with like, you know, the was it the New Jack Swing thing, whatever, from the 90s and stuff that a lot of groups have been doing. You know, everyone all the time goes back to the 80s sort of inspired, you know, funk, disco, synth pop kind of stuff. So it's cool, but over the last year and a half, 2 years, it's kind of become a little bit of a less special sort of thing for groups to do. Not to say that it's necessarily bad and all that stuff, but, you know, just you need to put out something that is very, very striking in, you know, whichever department, whether that's visually or, you know, through the audio. And I don't think this song, for me personally, first time around listening to it, is particularly striking like that and has left a really, really strong impression on me the first time that I've listened to it. So, you know, I'm going to leave you guys with those are my first impressions, but I'm going to leave you guys with my question of the video, and then I'll come back in about 10 seconds with some further thoughts on this song, you know, as it you know, pertains to like Day6 in general, or just K-pop in general, or maybe some specific points about this song. So answer the question of the video in the comments below, and I will see you guys. Don't go anywhere, of course, and I will see you guys coming up in about 10 seconds or so. This review portion of the video, I kind of have a feeling in my mind before I even say anything that this is going to come out as something that's like super negative, I guess, because it's going to be about a couple of things that I'm not necessarily, you know, super impressed on with this song. And the music video, I guess, I don't know, the music video isn't really relevant to me personally and, you know, my enjoyment of this release. But, you know, I know with the fact that there isn't necessarily going to be anything that I kind of like praise this song for as like, oh, this is really good, that there's probably going to be people out there that take this, you know, like I'm hating on the group or something like that. And that's not the case, because I like the song. I enjoy this song. It's a really, really nice song. And, you know, I like the whole concept of this song from the like the music aspect of it, I should say the concept and the genre of the music, to the visual concept. All of that is very fun. It's really cool. I definitely, you know, enjoy some releases that music videos that are inspired by older genres of music or older eras of music. And, you know, it's something that I really, really enjoy. But, you know, kind of related to that, and I kind of talked about it in the whole first impression, you know, segment, the first half of that before the question of the video. And it's cool, it's nice, but the fact that there are so many, or it seems that like at the very least, you know, there's maybe, you know, 10 or so, or even more like that, releases over the course of a year where a K-pop group is drawing inspiration from music that was popular in an era from like 20 to 30 or maybe even 40 years ago. It is something that is happening way more frequently than it was when I first started listening to K-pop. And like, I don't think that's really a bad thing, but, you know, when Wonder Girls came out with their whole, you know, reboot album and their promo song for that, like that was, I think, one of the very first songs that went into this whole, that kind of maybe kickstarted this whole trend of groups really going back to popular genres of music from like the 90s and 80s. And drawing from there as inspiration, and that's cool. Like, that release was something that was like, wow, this is something that's really cool. It was really impressive, you know, how accurately they kind of depicted the era that they were drawing from, and it was really, really cool. But Day6 does the same thing to a certain extent, with the styling of the music video and the sound of their song. And compared to when Wonder Girls did it, it's just really not that impressive. It's cool, it's novel, it's definitely something that is very interesting, and it's also, and of course, in the context of everything that Day6 has released thus far in their career, it is definitely something that is very different and unique for them. So that's, you know, a plus for them. But, you know, as it kind of fits into K-pop as a whole, just is like, okay, we've been there, we've done this, we've heard all of this kind of stuff before, and so it's cool, it's nice, it's special, it's unique, but it's not anything that is gonna, you know, make me go like, oh my god, this is amazing. You know, it just isn't. Like, we've heard this before. It just is kind of, I don't want to say just like, you know, regurgitating the same ideas, but it kind of is just like recycling the same stuff over and over and over again, but with like less frequency, I guess, if that makes any sense. So it's not happening, it's not like, you know, like last year where Tropical House was the thing and everybody was doing it, but it kind of feels like it's a trend that's not really super crazy popular and isn't very mainstream in K-pop, you know, which is not me hating on it, but it just is, you know, I listen to this song, I watch this music video, and like, it's cool, I like it, but at the end of the day, you know, in the context of, you know, all of the other releases over the last 2 years in particular, I think, you know, it's maybe a little bit less special than it would have been otherwise, because like I said, there's a lot of groups that frequently go back 20 or 30 years for inspiration for their music, to kind of draw a little bit of influence and sound from that to inject it into their music. So there is that. And then the second thing, which is, you know, as far as Day6 songs go, and I think that I'm going to kind of tie this in with the question, with what I think I'm going to make the question of the video is, you know, and I think that the question of the video right now, as I'm thinking it, as I record this part, is really going to be kind of about like, what do you think is the defining factor that kind of makes Day6? Like, what is it about the group that is unique to them, that there is no other, you know, band in K-pop that does something like this? And for me, the thing that Day6 does better than anybody else when it comes to the music that they release is their music is super emotionally charged a lot of the time, and they can actually convey that emotion really effectively just through the music that you hear. Like, not having to understand the lyrics or anything like that. They do a really good job about that. And, you know, they've, over the last, was it last year that they had their whole year-long project of releasing music videos for like every song on their album or something like that? But they did a really good job about that for the last year, whatever. So it, you know, and then they've had plenty of releases where they did really good emotionally charged songs, and they conveyed that emotion very effectively. And, you know, they haven't really had very many especially since their first album or so, releases or songs that were just this sort of a fun, like an upbeat sort of like pop rock song. You know, they definitely have those are definitely songs that do exist, but they haven't really been the, you know, majority of the releases that they've put out, and that's fine. So I think that this is one of those songs that kind of goes to, you know, those pop rock songs that are not the staple of what Day6 is and what kind of defines them as a group. And, you know, so it's something that's a little bit different, and that's really cool. That's definitely something that, you know, I enjoy, because, you know, having like emotional ballads, they don't really do ballads, but, you know, having emotionally charged songs and releasing them all the time, no matter how good they are, if you keep doing the same thing, it kind of gets a little stale. You know, people kind of get a little bit bored of it, or I should say I personally will probably get a little bored of it. And, you know, it takes a really exceptional song if you do the same thing all the time to, you know, be just to continue feeling fresh. And, you know, I think Day6 does a pretty good job of that. Some of their songs are, you know, of course, better than others. That's kind of just the way that it is with every group. And I think that to do a song like this that's not, you know, in line with, you know, the key feature of Day6 music, I should say, I think is definitely a really good way to kind of inject a little bit of, you know, variety into their, you know, release schedule. But as this song kind of fits into some of those other songs, I don't really think that this is really like the best song. Even you know, looking at their more pop rock kind of songs, like those songs have a lot of, I think, you know, personally too, I think that those songs kind of have a lot more, you know, feeling and energy and like emotion behind them, you know, whether that's like a positive emotion or just, you know, just kind of releasing some like positive energy, like just cutting loose and just going crazy on the guitar and the drums and doing all that kind of stuff and laying down a sick rock song. They do that in some of their songs, but this one I think feels a little bit lifeless. You know, it doesn't carry that the emotional power of their, you know, more emotional, you know, sad songs or their happy songs, and it doesn't carry the same power behind it that their pop rock releases do. It just kind of, at the end of the day, sort of for me, kind of falls flat in that regard. And you know, that's kind of disappointing, because one of the things, like I said, that I think that Day6 does really, really well, and is like the defining feature of the group for me personally, is the way that they can kind of convey some sort of emotional energy or feeling through their music, whether, like I said, it's one of those emotional songs or one of those pop rock songs. And they've done that consistently pretty well with just about every single release. Some of those songs haven't exactly hit the mark with me, for sure, but this one is definitely one of the songs that I think is the furthest from hitting the target than any other Day6 song that they've released. And like I said, that kind of sucks, but you know, that doesn't mean that it's that I don't enjoy listening to it or that I don't like it. It means that it's not necessarily my favorite song from Day6. So those are my general, you know, or I should say more deeper thoughts on it. And those are really the two big takeaways from it, because musically, for me, when it comes to especially when it comes to just Day6 music, kind of comparing what they've released in the past to the songs, like it's really not musically like interesting either, which kind of is disappointing too. But you know, it is what it is, and like I said, it's an enjoyable song. It's something that provides a little bit of variety for their, you know, releases on the singles that they've released, and I mean, I can't really complain because they released a good, enjoyable song. And you know, I don't want them to, like, you know, be like, oh well, we have to make the fans happy, we have to make Nick happy, and so we're just gonna, you know, continue releasing stuff that is within what this guy likes from us, because I want them to do stuff that is different. Whether I'm gonna like it or not is to be determined, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it or if they don't actually do it, and if I don't actually listen to it. So I'm glad that I listened to this song. I'm not glad that it's not really one song that I'm not really feeling it like I have other Day6 songs in the past, but they always have the next one to you know, to capture me like they have in the past, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm definitely am. So yeah, obviously this hasn't turned me off from Day6 for sure. You know, it's going to take a little bit more than that to kind of make me not like a group to the point that I don't really want to listen to their music ever. But so I'm looking forward to the next stuff, and that's really all that I've got. So I'm going to quit dragging this video out. I don't want it to be 20 minutes long. It's probably going to be about 15 to 17 minutes long or so. So that's what I've got. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. It shows that you kind of care about what I have got to say. So you probably have some things that you want to say about this song, so I encourage you to share them down in the comments below. Of course, answer the question of the video and share any of your other thoughts on the song that you have got. Whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, of course, you like the song, you don't like the song, doesn't matter. Share your thoughts. I'm trying to build a community here that is all about having some free and open discussions about our thoughts and opinions, no matter what they are. So if you're interested in joining that community, click the subscribe button down below. And to stay updated with everything that we're talking about in now and in the future. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.